Naomi Judd, the legendary country singer and matriarch of the Judd family, passed away on April 30, 2022, at the age of 76, a day before she was to be inducted into the Country Music Hall of Fame alongside her daughter Winona as part of the Judds. Her death was confirmed to be a result of suicide following a long struggle with mental illness, particularly severe depression and anxiety. The news devastated her fans and the country music community and sent a wave of grief across the world. 4 months after her passing, her husband, Larry Strickland, kept a low profile, refraining from speaking extensively to the media. Eventually, he chose to break his silence and offer some insight into Naomi's life, struggles, and the pain she endured in private. Larry Strickland, who was married to Naomi for 33 years, was a steady and quiet presence throughout their life together. A gospel singer himself and a former backup vocalist for Elvis Presley, Strickland shared a deep musical bond with Naomi, but their personal connection went far beyond their shared profession. He often described her as a vibrant, loving woman who brought light into his life, but he also acknowledged the immense challenges she faced behind closed doors. When Strickland finally spoke publicly about Naomi's passing, his words were deeply emotional, and they highlighted the severity of the pain she experienced. In an interview with People magazine and during appearances at events honoring her legacy, Strickland emphasized that Naomi suffered from an invisible illness, one that was all-consuming. He explained that while she was often smiling and radiant in public, the private reality was one of torment and emotional exhaustion. She was determined to keep going, but she was also deeply tired, he said. People didn't really see that part of her because she didn't want them to. He also revealed how difficult the final months were. Naomi had been battling with her mental health for decades, and in the time leading up to her death, her condition had worsened. She was under professional care, taking medications, and attending therapy. But as Strickland explained, depression is not a visible illness. You can't just look at someone and see that they're in pain the way you can with a broken arm or leg, he noted. Mental illness doesn't give you that luxury. Naomi was doing everything she could to get better, but sometimes that fight just wears you down. In a particularly poignant moment, Strickland shared that just weeks before Naomi's death, she had traveled alone to Chicago for an event, a decision he was initially hesitant about. But afterward, he received messages from airline staff and people she met on the trip, all saying how kind, gracious, and lovely she had been. It made me realize even more how well she could hide her suffering, he said. She was hurting so much, but she was still making other people feel good. That was Naomi. Strickland also addressed the public scrutiny and speculation that followed Naomi's death. He acknowledged that fame brings attention, but also expressed frustration over how mental illness is still misunderstood and often stigmatized. People ask why or how something like this could happen. The truth is, there isn't always a simple answer. Depression lies to you. It tells you that you're a burden, that things won't get better. Naomi believed those lies, even though everyone around her loved her deeply. His decision to speak out was motivated by a desire to honor his wife's legacy truthfully and to help others understand the complexity of mental illness. He has since lent his voice to advocacy efforts and supported organizations focused on mental health awareness and suicide prevention. Strickland's statements were difficult for many fans to hear, as they peeled back the public image of a beloved icon to reveal a woman in profound distress. But they also offered comfort to those who have experienced similar losses. His honesty brought Naomi's humanity into sharper focus and reminded people that success, fame, and outward joy do not immunize anyone from mental health struggles. Though the phrase "and it's bad" in a headline might suggest scandal or controversy, the reality is far more sobering. The bad is the deep suffering Naomi endured and the heartbreak her loved ones experienced in losing her. Strickland's words didn't sensationalize Naomi's death, they humanized it. He showed that grief is complicated and that behind every tragedy lies a deeply personal and often invisible battle. Larry Strickland's tribute to his wife stands as a powerful reminder of the importance of compassion, understanding, and mental health support. His voice, steady but sorrowful, has helped illuminate the quiet suffering many endure and underscored the importance of continuing the conversation Naomi Judd tried so hard to fight through.